Welcome into the Minto Sports Complex for the last home game of the season. My name is Declan Barb. Joining me, as always, Brianna Newell. And Brianna, the GGs host the Gators in a home-and-home series, really a precursor to the playoffs. Everything locked up here in the RSCQ, but still a lot to play for and really a play place for the last two games. We were talking about the GGs power play. They come in 13.8% this season. Who's one player that you're looking to change things around on this GG's power play and hopefully get it going ahead of what is a very important month?
Yeah, and to me, honestly, usually it's the quarterback on the power plays, right? So that'll end up being your Angelique Prue. It'll end up being, Kathleen Reedman. I'm going to throw Jade Todd in there as well to the mix because she's such an important player on the power play on the left-hand flank here. And what I'm looking for is in a couple different aspects on the power play. First off, the breakout. You're up a person. I don't even want to say a man. You're up a person on this power play. When you are breaking out from behind your net as a defenseman, you're quarterbacking everything. You see everything like the quarterback in football. That's the whole idea. The idea on this breakout is that you are supposed to beat one of the PK forecheckers. If you are not going to beat a PK forechecker with a pass, don't pass it. The defenseman, whoever's quarterbacking it, whether it's Reedman, Prue, whoever, should be coming out from behind the net, skating until they are contended with a PK forechecker. At that point, they're either dishing it to the right or dishing it to the person who has curled left. And then that way, it's easier, I would say, to penetrate the zone and set up on the power play, get your unit moving because you've already beaten one PKer, so you have less to contend with going in. And then in the offensive zone, once you're able to set up, what I find about the GG's power play that they could do a lot better is that they're very hesitant with the puck. They're just kind of passing it, dishing it off. It's very predictable. It's very easy to pick off, and it's happened before. We've seen the odd man Russians that come as a result of the predictability of it. So the quarterback has to move a little bit, whether it's to the left, to the right, what have you. Maybe you do a switch with your left-hand flank like a Todd. She takes the puck and moves around. Otherwise, it's way too easy for the PKers to defend against, and that's where we've seen a little bit of the unsuccess from the GGs.
We see Ariane Minville return to the lineup tonight for the University of Ottawa, another very important player on that power play. We turn our eyes to the Gators now. Their penalty kill has been an issue all year. They're likely to face, or guaranteed to face, the Concordia Stingers, whose power play is operating at over 25% on the year. We've identified Jamie Aspro-Potomatis as a very important player on that penalty kill. Why, Brianna?
She's a quick player. She's good with getting her stick in the lane. She has a good hockey IQ. She's an important PKer for the Bishop's Gators. And like we said, it's all locked and loaded. So at this point, try out maybe some different PK strategies. Maybe you're not going to do just a regular box. Maybe you're going to do a bit of a diamond. Maybe you're going to do very aggressive two people on a loose puck kind of idea. I don't know what that looks like, but this is the time to play in the sandbox a little bit. There's no, con to trying something out, because at the end of the day, these two games, realistically, in terms of the standings, don't matter. So this is your opportunity to try something out, see if something different works, and go from there, because Concordia, like we've said, has a very successful power play, and if the Bishop Gators are looking to contend with that and possibly have an upset, then they need to make sure that their PK is up and running more than what it is right now.
We'll be back in a few moments to get things started here at the Minto Sports Complex. A great game and hopefully a lot of experimentation from both teams.
de cérémonie d'apponage, joignez-nous pour l'information autochtone suivie de l'hymne national. As we gather for this event, the GGs pay respect to the Algonquin people, the traditional guardians of this land. Nous reconnaissons les liens sacrés de longue date unis sur ce territoire qui demeurent non cédés. Nous rendons également hommage à toutes les personnes autochtones qui habitent Ottawa, qu'elles soient de la région ou d'ailleurs au Canada. We acknowledge the traditional knowledge keepers both young and old, and we honor their greatest leaders, past, present, and future. Merci. Thank you.
Welcome into the Minto Sports Complex. Declan Barb and Brianna Newell getting you set for the final home regular season game of the 2022-2023 season. We'll start quickly with the starting goalies tonight, starting down at the other end for the Bishops University Gators. The Gators start with Charlie Wing, a 5-3-1 record on the season, an .890 save percentage. She was in net the last time the Gators visited the nation's capital. Game that went the distance, picked up the loss after making 34 saves. That one went to the shootout. Down at the other end for the University of Ottawa, Mahika Sarrazin gets the start. She's 1-1 this season against the Bishops University Gators. 6-2 record, a .927 save percentage for the young goalkeeper. GGs and the Gators will play a home-and-home to wrap up the 2022-2023 season. The GGs finished their season Friday night. Playoffs starting 2 weekends from now. Lissa Biesenthal draws in. She won RSEQ Player of the Week thanks to a 4-goal weekend, including a hat trick against the Carleton Ravens.
I was going to say, if anyone deserved it, it was absolutely Biesenthal.
And I haven't been able to get that goal out of my head.
No.
What a goal it was.
Beautiful. I saw the highlight there on social media, and I had to keep watching it. It was so phenomenal.
So we dubbed it the Alyssa Biesenthal Show.
It was. Aptly named.
Gators swing it in front. That was Mo Pepin, who was looking to create an early opportunity. Watch out for the GGs on the rush. Jade Todd tried to spring Abigail Malotny on the backhand. Didn't quite work. Here goes Jamie Aspero-Potomatis. It was her and Alyssa Biesenthal who scored multiple goals in the shootout the last time the two teams played against each other here at the Minto Sports Complex.
Great step up there by Jamie McDonald breaking up that play.
She had an excellent game against the
Very
Concordia
good.
Stingers. The GGs, I think, a little bit unlucky to walk away losers in that one. It locked their fate of playing the Montreal Catabans 2 games on the road if needed. We'll be back here on February 25th for the second game of the RSEQ playoffs, as that one was a long pass looking to spring Crystal Fontaine. Fontaine, I went out of her reach and it'll go the length of the ice for icing.
Yeah, no, as we mentioned already, the standings are locked and loaded, and that's why I really like this move by Coach Chelsea Grills. Put in Mahika Sarrazin, give her some playing time at the end of the day. You might need her in the playoffs as well, so definitely.
That one a shot by Alex Clavel. Sorry to interrupt you. It rung the bar.
Definitely having both goalies there having some playing time is crucial. Just to finish that thought.
Sarrazin was called on last year in the playoffs when about 7 GG's players went down with COVID-19. Big game, big win against the McGill Martlets. The Martlets won't be taking part in the playoffs. The first time this century they will not be in the playoffs. At a program that's struggling, they finished 6 points on the year, only 1 win.
Yeah, definitely more of a rebuilding year for McGill. Tough to play in that type of season for sure.
That one, a long dump in by Vicky Harkness. It's frozen up by Charlie Wing. You speak about the experimentation on the University of Ottawa side. We see something unfamiliar from the Gators here. They're playing 11-7. Still trying to figure out that bottom pairing. Fallon Schuldis and Cameron Johnson slip in as the bottom, as the 6th and 7th defenseman. Here's Avery Amos. One left behind by Sarrazin. Touch forward, and Taylor Sims can start out to center. Backhander to Kate McLean. McLean's pass one. She has Biesenthal going to the net. That one, the stick lift. Crucial there by Gabriella Rousseau. Let's run around to Bolduc. Transfer from Ritt, holds it in. Be one of a number of GG's players leaving the program. We had Seniors Day last weekend. We'll see the final number earlier a little next season when the rosters are released. But as things stand, Taylor Sims out of eligibility. Abigail Malotny, who's currently harassing Gabriella Rousseau, also out of eligibility as well. This is a very young Gators team. I expect we'll see most of them back. All of them either in their first or second year of eligibility.
Well, and I think that was the idea that head coach Dominic Desmarais really had, is that he was starting a new program, but everyone's going to have basically their full years of eligibility to build off of year over year.
And not to look too much on the men's program, but the same thing thought of by GG's head coach Pakra Metro when he's rebuilding the program. Only one player comes back from the pre-suspension, that being GG's current assistant coach, Pat White. And then you saw what the GG's men's program were able to do. They made the national championship in their final season together. That one obviously disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The GG's hunt to return to the national championship starts tonight in the great city of Montreal. We're wishing them all the best of luck. Here's Jamie Aspro-Potamaitis. Potamaitis looking to spin and turn, and it's rung around. GG snuck into the final playoff spot in the men's game, in the men's side of the division. Jimmy McDonald goes back to collect.
And what a goal it was by Charles-Anton Waugh to really clinch that spot for the men's team as well. I saw the replay on social media, and very emotional, very good play.
That goal obviously against the McGill Redbirds, who they are facing off against tonight. They'll be back in action Friday night's game you won't want to miss. Brianna and I will be on the call. That game gets underway at 7 o'clock. But turning our focus here goes Alyssa Biesenthal. Look at the swagger she's playing with.
So much confidence, right? It makes such a huge difference.
Looking to center to Kylie Lalonde. Ariane Minville shot. That one cannoned up into the netting. She, as we mentioned, returning to the lineup tonight. She's missed every game since the 27th of January.
Yeah, great to see her returning to the lineup. Like we mentioned a little bit in the pregame, such an important part on the power play, regular play, everything.
Sorry, that's the 29th, her last game in the RSEQ since her injury. Biesenthal tossed from the draw, both sides tossed from the draw,
And to finish our thought even on Biesenthal, you know, to see how she's grown so much, and with that growth has come confidence.
Oh, Biesenthal had a shot in the bumper slot.
Definitely a textbook play that they've drawn up there. They use that quite often.
GG's in offside, and you know, you mentioned the confidence Biesenthal has been playing with. She'll be one of those players that you see really step into a leadership role next year. Is Teo Rett going to the center of the ice? She was taken down. Jumped up from defense.
Surprised actually that there was not a call on that play, as it was, I believe it was either Sims or Minville, I didn't quite see, who actually caught a leg out and ended up tripping Teo Rett. So interesting that the arm stayed down.
Teo Rett's family sitting just in front of us. She is, no, sorry. I was looked down on my roster sheet and was thinking about Gabriella Goodall, who is a product of Ottawa, Ontario. Reagan Gatto, who is from Carleton Place, her family also in numbers here tonight. They'll be hoping for a good night from them. It's always nice to see the family get to watch theirs. Sophie Garrow's parents were Here she's on the puck, looking to center it to Ariane Gagnon.
See, and
Pucked
again,
out
that
to
would have
Jamie
been,
Aspro-Potomatis.
sorry to interrupt, that would have been a great opportunity to really leverage the trailer in, I think it was McLean who was there, and more so open for sure than the right-hander for Ariane Gagnon, especially McLean with a left-handed shot. It could have been a really, really quick catch and release opportunity there.
You can tell Kate McLean has been feeling it ahead of the playoffs here. She took the ice and gave a little bit of celebration after a nice solo effort in the warm-up. I don't like to read too much into the warm-up, but player who comes to every game with a smile, plays her heart out, and really exemplifies that GG's hockey.
Yeah,
Chip
definitely
forward.
the type of culture that Chelsea Grills has cultivated within the program.
Mo Pepin on it now. She tries to backhand it in. Here's Jade Todd for the GG's. Attempted little move. The Ottawa, Ontario native trying to carry. She's harassed by Vigneault Sargent. Nice move. Puck poked off her stick, and Vigneault Sargent can start back the other way for the purple shirts. Vigneault Sargent in there and offside, and a whistle to the just outside of the GG's bench.
It was a bit of a delayed call too. I was wondering if the arm was going to go up, but it did, and the faceoff is outside here. What a nice little solo effort there in the Bishop zone by Jade Todd.
Taylor Sims will step into this one and send it the length of the ice. Sholdis back to reverse. Sholdis played last season with the Carleton Ravens. Picks it back up. Bolduc trying to touch it on to Aspro-Potomatis. It's picked up by, was Catherine Birkby.
Yeah, Birkby was definitely in good positioning there where she had to be to pick up that one-touch pass that was intended for, Bishop teammate.
They are Ontario native. Oh, step up there from Marion Minville.
Great step up, great read of the play there. It's exactly what you need to do as a defenseman.
That's what they've really missed in Minville, a player who reads the game quite well. Has those veteran years, even though she's very much still in her infancy here at the University of Ottawa, and she'll beat Bolduc to the puck, and it'll be icing.
Yeah, and I found without Minville, the pinching in the offensive zone was a little bit less. It wasn't, we weren't seeing it as much, and as a result, the GGs, it was harder to sustain pressure, I would say, when you're missing that that aspect, I would say, of the game on your blue line.
Yeah, usually her defensive partner, Michaela Krasinski, definitely missed her. Krasinski out tonight, injury she picked up last weekend against the Stingers. Hoping her speedy recovery.
Nice look there by Reedman.
She reads the game so well. So Vigaro is really getting back to that first-year form. It's touched on to Clavel, who had a chance that she rung off the post earlier, couldn't direct it goalwards. Here's Fontaine. Fontaine up to Watson. Watson couldn't corral it. Kylie Lalonde touches it in. Charlie Wing out to play it and rings it around. Wing got her first RSEQ start here at the Minto Sports Complex last year. A game that I think she'll want to forget. She was pulled within the first 10 minutes. Thinking back to it, it was those dang Minto Sports Complex boards that got involved.
As they like to always do.
Angelique Prue to Jamie McDonald. These two played together a little bit last year, pairing that I was always favorable to. Prue obviously got to jump up and play with the GG's captain, Christine Dodlanis. That was Ariane Minville putting on the move. Sorry, Ariane Gagnon, rather.
And that was a great defensive play by Garno. She just got her stick right in there and able to knock the puck away from danger.
Taylor Sims, good line management there. Able to just keep the puck in the zone. One looking to shovel it down to Vicky Harkness. Minville pinches again. Can't take the puck with her this time. And
good poke check there by Bolduc.
Bolduc poked it off Gagnon, who had come back in support, and it all comes to naught as GG's, unable to clear the zone. Garneau, as that one was loose for a minute with Mo Pepin in front. Not the player you want. She leads all Gators in point scoring this year, 10 goals, 12 assists.
Yeah, it's definitely not someone that you want standing alone in front. And, Minville was there picking Pepin up, and Sarah Zen did a good job of corralling eventually the rebound there. Ooh, nice
that one rung off the glass.
There's a nice little textbook face-off there by Bishops as well.
kept in. Here's Mo Pepin. Pepin, a shot. That one a little too fine, and it hits a stanchion. Bounces favorably for Abigail Malotny, and the GG settle it down. Puck still in their zone. Looking cross ice there was Kathleen Reedman. Was able to pick it up and move it on to Reese Meffam. Meffam up to Biesenthal. Biesenthal has Todd and Malotny with her. Elects to go herself. Moves it on to Biesenthal. Biesenthal backdoor, couldn't touch it in. Sorry, it was Todd who was trying to find Biesenthal. Charlie Wing settles it down behind the net, and Reagan Garneau able to pick it up. Garneau, as we mentioned, a product of Carleton Place in her rookie campaign. Almost lost it to Devine. Vivian Devine in her 5th and final year of eligibility here at the University of Ottawa. Baynesville, Ontario native.
Good pressure there by Jamie McDonald. Now on the forecheck too.
Look at her skate.
And a good job by Birkby recognizing that her defenseman jumped up and supported back.
Aspropotametis has the puck poked off her stick by Angelique Prue, and it's moved up to Beatrice Bilodeau, who dumps it in and will head off for a change. We're halfway through the first period here. All knotted at 0. The best chance coming off the stick of Alex Clavel, even that a half chance. Joalie Gagnon trying to move it forward for the Gators, and that one Lalonde never got a stick on, and they'll say it goes for icing.
That was a great play though. Sophie Garrow came back, picked up the loose puck, dropped it over to Minville. Minville took a step up the ice and was able to put it back to her defensive partner Taylor Sims, because Sims was at the right angle as you should be as a defensive partner, right in the middle there on the hinge, and then put it up to Lalonde. Unfortunately, Lalonde could not get a stick on it, but right idea and good play.
That one sent only as far as was Naomi Gatto.
Ooh, that one took a weird bounce, and Sarrazin was able to corral it essentially for a face-off now, but whew, weird bounce.
Attentive goalkeeping, that's always what you get with Mahika Sarrazin. She's been a revelation since she's come to this program. Excellent goalkeeper and really solidifies one of the best tandems in the league. That one looking to the center of the ice. It's poked in behind by Sarrazin. Lofted forward. Schuldis will knock it down. Move it up to Ella Watson. Watson from Cars, Ontario. Turned over. Vicky Harkness looking on the backhand to Ariane Gagnon. It never made it through.
Still on it though.
Gagnon, she's given a shove. GG's established possession. Reese Meffam, she has a shot. She uses it, and it cannons off Christelle Fontaine and out for a face-off.
Yeah, just over halfway through the period here, and not really a ton of chances, I'd say, on either end. You know, it's almost like both teams are of the same mindset, going, okay, we're going to experiment a little bit, we're going to play, we're going to get some ice time, try some things out, almost like feeling each other out on how they want to play this game.
The Gators and the GGs this season have always played tight. GGs exploded offensively in all but the playoff games they played, but go for a skate. Jamie McDonald, backhander that dribbled on net.
And hey, good job by Jamie McDonald, good read. If no one's pressuring you, you don't got to give up the puck. It's all about puck possession. So what I would have liked to have seen her do a little bit different is she's going around on the scenic route around the zone. She had everyone pulled over to her. She could have dropped it back to her defensive partner who was wide open, could have got a shot on net.
Transfer from Laurentian University. Obviously their program doesn't exist, and back come the Gators. Nelly Vigneault-Sargent. Great defensive play by Taylor Sims. That's the years of experience.
And good back check by Minville as well, as they had Chloe Haas who was heading towards the net, or Turcotte. Excuse me, it was Turcotte who was heading towards the net.
Mo Pepin couldn't connect with Gabriella Rousseau, who was pinching in, and long stretch pass to Turcotte. Turcotte catches, trying to find a rebound for Nelly Vigneault-Sargent, who had made her way to the front of the net. It's all tied up. Mo Pepin. Rousseau thinks about the shot, has a shot, and kick save there. I don't think Sarrazin saw it.
No, she's lucky she got that skate out, basically.
All instincts. Rolls off the stick of, Reedman, and then backhanded on by Pepin. You'd think she wants a better shot.
Oh, and the official takes a tumble there. No, good job by Sarazan keeping square to it, and again, just corralling it for a stop and play. And Pepin actually caught Mefam very flat-footed and was able to get around her for that weaker backhand shot.
Rung around the boards, and Kylie Lalonde not on the same page allows Jamie Aspro-Potamaitis to get to it. Lalonde up to Clavel. Clavel back to Lalonde. It's a odd man rush. Alex Clavel disrupted only momentarily. Jamie McDonald, a long shot. It's loose. Clavel back to McDonald. McDonald across to Prue. Prue tries to get it through a crowd. It never made it through, and then she's slammed to the ice. And the first power play of the night comes the way of the University of Ottawa.
And it will be Marjorie Bolduc who's heading towards the penalty box for what is absolutely a body check.
Angelique Prue had Bolduc all lost in her feet, and Bolduc will head off. She got 3 penalties the last time these two teams met here at the Minto Sports Complex. Night to forget. GG scored on 2 of them. Malotny, don't see her usually on the point. They're setting up in a one-timer. Like you mentioned, the change. Harkness, oh, she had a corner picked out, just couldn't find it. Minville forced backwards, but it's better from the University of Ottawa. Minville has the puck poked off her stick, and Joëlie Gagnon loses it. Birkby over the line. Catherine Birkby, a nice save by Charlie Wing. Birkby given the room to skate into, and Birkby stopped on the doorstep.
No, she had a ton of room to go in. There was really no pressure from Bishops at all. They left a ton of space wide open. And again, with something that could have been done a little bit different was, Minville and Harkness. Minville elected to kind of turn and go herself, but Harkness was coming down with tons and tons of speed. Could have done a bit of a swap there.
Very calm from Malotny to keep this alive. Here's Harkness back to Minville. Watch the one-timer. They find Malotny. She had taken her angle away from her. Malotny walks back. Minville from the point. Never made it through the crowd. Back to Minville, and she's in a foot race now. Watch out. Crystal Fontaine has some wheels. Crystal Fontaine. Good battle from Marianne Minville. Such a wily operator.
Good hard-fought battle there by Minville. And the stick was kind of caught everywhere, too, so never easy.
Birkby forced backwards by Pepin. And here's Kathleen Reedman. Number of players from the GTA for the University of Ottawa. A lot from up and around the west end of the city. Here's Bilodeau. Beatrice Bilodeau, very much the opposite place. Biesenthal, another one of those Mississauga Georgetown natives. Jade Todd. Todd looking for Biesenthal, and she couldn't get her stick on it. Biesenthal, a career high in goals. Download a Biesenthal. Biesenthal, Bilodeau, she fanned on it. Beatrice Bilodeau, they've worked on that all year. Biesenthal, Bilodeau, what a save, Charlie Wing. Todd gets the protractor out, finds Clavel, and Clavel rings it up to Biesenthal. That'll do it for the power play, but much better from the University of Ottawa. Gagnon, she had a corner picked out, couldn't find it. GG's looking much better on the power play than they did against the Concordia Stingers. They were 0 for 4 on the night. Gagnon didn't get her stick on it, and Berger Dubé goes back in. We'll get the icing call. Just looking at the out-of-town scoreboard for, so that one's shot on and wide. It took a deflection. The end of the first period up in Montreal. The GG's men's team currently trails 1-0. Not the start they'd want to get off to. Obviously, those are best of 2 series. As we mentioned that. Well, best of three, first to 2. That one almost found Ariane Gagnon for the University of Ottawa. Up to Bolduc, and Bolduc kind of half whacked at it. Icing waved off as Taylor Sims goes back to collect. Harkness had a slow 2023, got off to a very hot start with the University of Ottawa and it's trailed off. But a big playoff performer is the Yukon alumni as Malotny gets to that one and rings it in. Harkness Very calm, can't get it past. That was a Rousseau, but good battle by Sophie Garreau. Garreau goes to the net. Harkness again, and a backhander stop by Wing. She had her angles right.
Great couple stops there by Charlie Wing.
It's been very steady through first 17 minutes here tonight. Rousseau will only send that one as far as Reese Metham. Burkby, ooh, head up.
Smart play there by, I think it was Biesenthal, who came on not to touch the puck until her teammate went off the ice.
Biesenthal, nice move to shift on past Pepin. Biesenthal, head full of steam. Biesenthal, oh, she tried to recreate that goal she scored against the Concordia Stingers. Ran out of breath. That one looking for Bilodeau. As Vigneault Sargent starts back the other way. Vigneault Sargent forced to the backhand. Watched by Metham. Centering pass. Oh, what a stop by Sarrazin. It was a nice pass there by Vigneault Sargent to find Justina Turcotte, and she was stopped on the doorstep.
No, definitely a nice stop there by Sarrazin. It was a nice play by Vigneault Sargent there, and you know, a little bit too much gap from the GGs. Kind of like how Bishops is giving them a little bit too much space to Dipsy Doodle a little bit too. Same holds true here.
Ambri-Piotta into a battle with Jamie McDonald that comes the way of Sophie Garreau. Kate McLean trying to spin and taken down. That one up to Ambri-Piotta, and that one whacked off her stick. Oh, Ariane Gagnon just kind of half sprung herself on a poke check that had a little too much mustard on it. Berger Dubé up to Bolduc. Bolduc past Harkness. Bolduc looks up, minute 47 on the clock. Bolduc, a kick by Kathleen Reedman disrupts that one, getting any closer to her net. McLean dumps it in. Harkness will chase after it as she peels off.
Good forecheck there by Harkness.
Reagan. Garneau lost it. Harkness, saved by Wing. She pushed out, came out strong, and Harkness found the glove.
Yeah, huge stop there by Charlie Wing as Harkness found herself absolutely by her lonesome there, and Clavel found her right on the tape. A nice catch and release by Harkness, and like you mentioned, Wing really came out very aggressive to the top of her crease and really didn't allow for any spots for Harkness to shoot at.
And you would have favored the Berwick, Ontario native in that situation. Ella Watson blocks that one and feels the worst of it. She'll head off.
It's always a tough place to get it right on the foot there. There's really no padding. You feel it all.
You heard it hit the skate.
You did. I felt it almost from up here.
We all know the shot that Kathleen Reedman has. She's upped her goal totals this year. 1 goal, 8 assists. Jalique Prue gets to that one first. Avery Amos can't shift it past a garnet sweater, or a gray sweater rather. Bounce favorably for her though. It's the final minute here. Period has been ticking along. Cameron Johnson, haven't seen too much of her. It's her 19th appearance of the season. Mo Pepin. Pepin looking to the center of the net. Ambri-Piotta wrapped up by Metham. Vigneault Sargent poked off her stick. 200-foot player, that Abigail Malotny. To the final seconds here, the GG seem pretty content just to head into the break. As things are, a long shot by Garneau that's gloved easily by Sarrazin, and that'll do it. Not much to report in the after the first period of action here at the Minto Sports Complex. For Declan DeBarp and Brianna Newell, we'll be back in a few moments' time to break that down. Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex to wrap up the first period of action. Declan DeBarp, Brianna Newell, and not much to report. We'll talk a little bit about that power play, though. Really the only chance, you would say, for the GGs. It was a dull affair through one, but we saw the introduction of a one-time option in Abigail Malotny and Vicky Harkness switching spots, and Beatrice Bilodeau almost had a couple of opportunities bouncing out. We'll start with the option of the one-timer. How do you feel about Abigail Malotny and Vicky Harkness switching sides?
I mean, I like it. At the end of the day, though, regardless of who you have on that side as a one-timer option, you're not a one-timer option if you're too low. And that's what I found on that power play. So while, yes, I like the idea of having Abigail Malotny on that side, having Vicky here because she's able to catch and release so well, Abigail, I found, was a little bit too far down. So any one-timer opportunity that she's going to get off, the angle is really not good. It's going to end up most likely probably just missing the net and ringing all the way around, and you're essentially just killing the power play for the Bishop Gators.
And we'll spend a moment more talking about Beatrice Bilodeau on the power play. She plays that bumper slot really well, loves to come out and pop off the line on those opportunities, and Alyssa Biesenthal almost found her a couple of times.
Yeah, and what I like about Bilodeau as well, and I've said this kind of throughout the year too, is that she's a very strong, steady player. So, you know, that bumper player can't just be anyone. It has to be someone who's able to battle and kind of come out of it and be able to still catch and release those opportune pucks. And she is that person, right? So she's able to get in there in the nitty-gritty, but, you know, come out as well, turn around quick. So I like her in that spot, especially again with being able to get that puck, catch it, and release it. I find she's very steady on that. So I like her in that spot. I like that unit.
And Charlie Wing to turn our eyes to the Bishops University Gators, the more active of the two goalies through the first period, and she was off to a really good start.
Yeah, and to be honest, Bishop Gators should be really thanking her in the locker room right now because she's probably the only reason that it's still tied 0-0. There was one opportunity that Harkness had that I remember most recently where, and again, Harkness is a dangerous player. She catches and releases the puck so well. You don't want to leave her alone, and she was all by herself in the middle of the slot, and she received that absolutely beautiful pass from Alex Clavel, and Charlie Wing did an outstanding job of reacting to that, following the puck, and making sure that she came out very quick to the top of the blue paint there, and making sure that there was really no opportunity or like area, I would say, for Harkness to shoot at. But again, she's been outstanding, and the only reason that it's still 0-0 for Bishops right now.
The deadlock probably won't last much longer. Two teams who don't have much to play for here tonight, but a lot to play for in the long run. We'll be back in about 15 minutes time to wrap up the second period of action, and we'll be back. Welcome back to the Minto Sports Complex. Declan Barb and Brianna Newell. Things knotted at 0-1. Gators and the GGs looking to try some stuff out before the playoffs roll around in about 2 weekends' time.
And I was going to say, if we go on based on the track record of the Ottawa GGs for second periods in games, they're the best second period team here at home. So if we're going based off that, we should be in for quite a second period here.
GGs picked up only their third loss of the season at home last week, and 2 of those losses have come via the Concordia Stingers. I think it speaks to the work done by the Stingers and that program up there in Montreal. That one heads into the GG's bench. The only other loss at home came the way of the Montreal Carabins, who is the GG's first round matchup. Jake Todd picks it up and dumps that one in. Charlie Wing picks it up and reverses it to Turcotte. Turcotte had what I would say the best chance for the Gators in the period off the rush as Alyssa Biesenthal picks it up. Poked off her stick by Gabrielle Rousseau, rather. Nelly Vigneault-Sargent. Vigneault-Sargent walks and shoots that one to the shin pad of Kathleen Reedman. Reese Meffam picks it up. Biesenthal takes it with her. Biesenthal and Todd. Alyssa Biesenthal, and huge block there. That was Catherine Berger-Dubé got in the way.
It just went off her leg. It would have been a phenomenal pass over to Todd for the opportunity.
You would have favored Alyssa Biesenthal in that situation. Yeah. Elected to go with the pass and just couldn't get it past Berger-Dubé. Birkby goes to work. She loses it. Aspro-Potomatis can't get it past Jamie McDonald, and the puck lost in the bench. It's dumped in, and Beatrice Bilodeau will head after it. The aforementioned Catherine Berger-Dubé. Rung forward, can't get it past Bilodeau. Bilodeau holds it up, and Catherine Birkby picks it up. She has a GG at the back door and couldn't find Sophie Gatto. Was all alone. Bolduc, Aspro-Potomatis, a good poke, and she's off to the races. Closed down quickly by Taylor Sims.
Yeah, good job there by Taylor Sims coming back, and Minville went to the front of the net to cover just in case. Good switch there.
Those two haven't played together too much this season, but forming a good partnership so far. Stretch pass, Bolduc. Bolduc past Sims. 2 Gators in front, and it's poked onto Christo Fontaine. Fontaine, just some poor puck management there, and GG's can breathe a sigh of relief. Here's Garneau. Garneau poked off her stick and held in by Ella Watson. Minville, Harkness turns it over.
And that's just a big bit of fatigue there, because normally Harkness would not make that kind of errant pass.
Miscue, and it's held in the line by Avery Amos. Chloe Haas brings the forward check as Ariane Minville heads behind her net and turns it over. Lackadaisical play. Taylor Sims and reverses to Alex Clavel in space. Clavel backhands it, trying to find Kylie Lalonde. Aspro-Potomatis. Watched by Minville. She gets it down low to Marie-Camille Théoret, and GG's have a chance the other way. Here's Kylie Lalonde at the end of a long shift. You can feel the fatigue up here, and she just dumps that one in.
And a smart play, like you said, you could absolutely feel the fatigue from that unit from up here. They were basically just even gliding at that point. They'd been on the ice for so long.
Rousseau into the midsection of Ariane Gagnon, and GG's hold the line. A long shot on, kick saved by Charlie Wing.
Good shot on net there by Reedman. Good height off the ice, and good stop there by Wing to deny it.
GG's looking to establish the cycle, what they do so well in that second period, and has brought them the success. Riedman pinches in and just sends that one back down low. Turned over to Gagnon. Ariane Gagnon spinning. Centering pass. Biesenthal. Goal! Biesenthal's 5th goal in 3 games, and the GGs have opened the scoring.
Wow, and what a hot streak for Alyssa Biesenthal. Look at what she has accomplished over the past few games, and really that play developed from the point down as the puck was kept in by Kathleen Riedman down to pretty much no one actually, and it was a kind of a turnover by the Bishop Gators defenseman that Ariane Gagnon picked up and found Alyssa Biesenthal right in kind of the right part of that slot there, and Biesenthal took no time with it. She's caught and released and caught Wing basically unawares right in that bottom right-hand corner on Wing for the goal.
In the 3-hole, if you will, and that a perfect shot there by Alyssa Biesenthal, her 12th of the season, and the GGs take the lead. Vigneault Sargent just backhands it to an area. Turcotte will pick it up. She has Pepin with her. Turcotte centering pass, and that one stick taken away by Vigneault Sargent at the last moment by Angelique Prue.
I was going to say, what strength there by Vigneault Sargent as Prue was lifting her stick, and she was still able to get her stick on the ice on the puck a little bit, just a little bit too high, but look at that strength there. Wow.
There goes Jade Todd, Jade Todd, Jade Todd, and that one over the net.
And wow, she had that whole top part of the net open.
Oh, here's Jade Todd again. Todd to the backhand and over the net. Wow, it hit the stick that was lying on the ice. Oh, and back come the Gators. Jamie Aspro-Potomatis. Potomatis put the brakes on, and what a save by Mahika Sarazen. End-to-end action.
A great stop there by Mahika Sarazen. It was a great opportunity by Aspro-Potomatis, and Sarazen just said, nope, gonna close the door on you tonight.
Minville back the other way. Malotny, that one just into the pads of Charlie Wing, will get a face-off here, and what a moment. End-to-end action. Jade Todd stopped on the doorstep. Jade Todd roofs it, and then back the other way they come, and Jamie Aspro-Potomatis tests Mahika Sarazen. Catherine Birkby with her most recent goal moves her up to tied for 4th in the GG's all-time single-season goal record. Abigail Malotny ahead of her, currently with 16. And down low, Clavel. I think it speaks to the season that these GGs are having. That one shot on net and never made its way through. Pepin back the other way, Bolduc. Here's the tap from Teo Rett, and Teo Rett couldn't collect it. Riedman to Clavel. Alex Clavel just dumps it. Back to Minville. Or Mepham, rather. Mepham couldn't connect with Lalonde. Sholdis pinches up and turns it over. Shot on, that one just wide by Crystal Fontaine. Springs the GGs the other way, the goal scorer, Alyssa Biesenthal. She has Lalonde, Lalonde! Oh, that one just missed.
Great idea, though, by Alyssa Biesenthal, and good job by Kylie Lalonde using the last of her available energy to streak towards the net and get a stick on there, and a good stop by Wing. Great sequences all around here so far in the second period.
It's plays like that that make me confident to say that Alyssa Biesenthal will be right up ahead in the GG's team lead in points next season as well. It's been such a breakout sophomore year. Obviously, there was the COVID cancellations and a shortened regular season, so we could get an extended playoff in the RSEQ last year. But she's almost doubled the amount of goals, doubled the amount of points. Alyssa Biesenthal is having a season to remember. That one just out of the zone. McDonald touches it on to Prue. Prue to Gagnon. Rung around the boards, and Kate McLean will get there first. Minville in support. Berger Dubé forced backwards. Bilodeau hardened on the forecheck as ever. Wins the puck back. Vigneault Sargent picks up an errant puck. And look how dogged Beatrice Bilodeau is.
And that's what we expect from her, to be gritting on the forecheck, to be steady and strong.
But here's Vigneault Sargent. 2-on-1. Gonna buy some time. Minville, calm as you like, just rings it around, and Taylor Sims will pick it up. Sims backhands it to an area. And Bolduc, oh, what a shot! What a goal! Marjorie Bolduc picked that corner, and we're tied up.
And that was really a result of just an errant pass on, the GG's end. It had been rung around by Minville to Sims, and Sims, I think, at the end of a really long shift, just, a little bit careless with the puck and backhands it really to the middle of the ice. And who picks it up other than Marjorie Bolduc? Goes down. You have Beatrice Bilodeau, who's a forward playing defense, and she did the right play, but unfortunately it went right off her stick as Bolduc was shooting, went top right-hand corner above the shoulders of Mahika Sarazan.
Can't blame Sarazan
No,
there.
not at all.
What a shot. Her 5th of the season. Just like that, we're tied up once again. You got to credit the Gators. They've stuck with the GGs in this one.
And that's normal, too, from what we've seen throughout even this year. Every game, like you said, that they've played each other, it's been close games. It hasn't necessarily been blowouts.
Bolduc and Todd took a tumble. Malotny, Harkness trying to jam it in at a tight angle, and it's frozen up by Charlie Wing. Scramble draw. Cameron Johnson picks up. She's harassed by Kylie Lalonde. McDonald! That one never made it through. Blocked by Amos. So it's Bolduc unassisted. And that brings us to a score of 1-1 halfway through the second period. Fontaine turned back and saw a face full of Clavel. Lalonde was stretching to try and disrupt that one. Look at Jamie McDonald all the way pinched forward. Lalonde can't emerge with it, and that one out of the reach of Crystal Fontaine. Taylor Sims will just hammer that one back down. Up the ice to Ella Watson. Ella Watson laid in to Ariane Minville, and that as blatant a call as you'll get. Just taking a look there at Alyssa Biesenthal as well, just to finish my thought on her. She's moved up into 4th all-time in GG single season goal scoring. She's currently tied with Kim Kerr and Karen Bombardier. Obviously, a long way off the heights that Karen Bombardier reached in the earlier season, 2001-2002, when she scored 27 goals. The 2 GGs from this team on that list. The GG's power play goes back to work. Reedman through the legs of Jade Todd and out into center. GG's unsuccessful on their first power play of the night, as we mentioned, 13.8% on the season. And scored a power play goal in about a month. Clavel. Alex Clavel. Reedman back to Todd. Todd, long shot. That never made it through. It's in the midsection of Vigneault Sargent, and they'll blow the play dead.
And the GGs will switch units here, and I'll be curious to see if we see a little bit more bodies moving. That last sequence that we had was very standstill, very static. It's an opportunity on the power play to be able to move and get Bishop's PKers out of position.
Malotny will get to that puck first ahead of Jolie Gagnon. Birkby. That one looking backdoor for Vicky Harkness. Couldn't find her.
No, it was the right idea, though, by Birkby as she tried to, basically slide it across to the back door where Harkness was going in. She was in the right spot, but Wing did a good job of getting her stick in the play and disrupting it.
Minville keeps it in. Ariane Minville. On to Vicky Harkness. Harkness watched the whole way by Gagnon. Back to Minville. Minville back to Harkness. Harkness has a lane. Abigail Malotny, that one just behind her, and a pass that heads out to center. Better there, though. Minville with 40 seconds to go in the Ella Watson body contact penalty will send that one forward, and Gigi's will have to start again. Two lackadaisical from Kathleen Reedman. Sorry, that was Ariane Minville. As back comes Malotny with 20 seconds. Cross ice to Harkness. Vicky Harkness. Alex Clavel, she couldn't get all of that. It's a nice pass to find Clavel. Prue with 3 seconds left. Down low to Clavel. Alex Clavel will walk out of the corner. What a pass! Oh, that one just wide.
Right idea, though, as Clavel found Biesenthal sneaking in back door. No one even saw her. Just went a little bit wide on the shot there. She didn't get all of it.
We didn't see Alyssa Biesenthal at all in that power play, as Jamie McDonald will send it forward to Angelique Prue. Tried to touch it on to Biesenthal and out. Biesenthal chases after it. Turcotte can't clear the zone. Ariane Gagnon. Gagnon in the slot. Gagnon again and goal! Ariane Gagnon on the second time of asking restores the GG's lead.
And it really started with that great shot by Ariane Gagnon. And from up here, I don't know, it looked like that initial shot went in, but I would love to see a slow-mo replay of it if that were an option, because I bet we would see that it went in. But regardless, there was a bit of a scuffle, and who ended up with the puck at the end of the day? Ariane Gagnon to tap it home into a wide-open net. Wing was on the ice. I don't even think she knew where the puck was. And Gagnon makes no mistake and puts it in the back of the net to extend the lead for the GGs once more this game.
Distributor becomes goal scorer. Is that one a spinning shot? GG's hacking away at it still. It's loose in the slot and kept off the line by Berger Dubé.
Wow.
Oh, and a scuffle after the whistle. Kate McLean all involved in it. We're going to get a penalty. We'll see who heads off to the box. It'll be a roughing call. Gagnon would be surprised if they also didn't call a Gator. So we are staying at 5-on-5 as Turcotte heads off. So cross-checking for Gagnon, roughing for Turcotte. But what another sequence for the University of Ottawa.
Tensions are running high. Hey, getting close to playoffs. That's what happens. No friends out there.
Teoreto looking to spring Jamie Aspero-Potomatis. Puck poked off her stick. Sarah Zan can't control it. Bolduc stopped in her tracks, and back come the GGs. Sophie Garo and Abigail Malotny. Malotny patient. Garo, she waited too long, and that one behind the nets.
Great play, though, by Abigail Malotny to get it over to Sophie Garo, but agreed. Should have just been a catch-and-shoot option there.
Gave Wing just enough time, and the tight angle shot there from Abigail Malotny almost found Twine. Favorable bounce off the officials for the Gators.
Good job by Prue there to keep it down deep in the Bishop zone. Not for long, though.
And for Sophie Garo, you just got to keep working at it. She's played so well these past 2 weeks. Watch Alex Clavel. The long change in effect, and Clavel Alex Clavello, and was deflected on its way through.
And again, Wing had no idea where it was as he saw her down and looking around for it.
Hit Kylie Lalonde, who's on it now. That one was headed to the back of the net.
Gigi's goal. Birthday Gigi, scored by number 13, Gagnon. Assisted by number 91, Alyssa Wiesenthal, and by number 27, Kate McLean.
So, 2-point night for Wiesenthal, 2-point night for Kate McLean, and 2-point night for Ariane Gagnon. The exact same goal. The only switch being the goal scorer, Ariane Gagnon, instead of Alyssa Wiesenthal.
Hey, no, that line is having a great night so far. Kudos to them.
It's Kate McLean's 7th assist of the season. She's 1 off 10 points. Gagnon, her 4th goal and 7th point. Sorry, make it 8 with the assist as well. That one just airmailed to Reese Meffam. Watson blew her coverage and allowed McLean back into the zone. Vigneault Sargent back to center.
Oh, good step up there by Minville to break up that play and head the other way.
Vigneault Sargent's only worried about Alyssa Wiesenthal, who stepped into that one. And then Kate McLean couldn't get that one towards the net.
Oh, and off the bench.
Jade Todd. Jade Todd, oh, what a back hitter. Oh, just over the net. There's Catherine Birkby. What a move by Jade Todd.
What a great heads-up play right off the bench. She barely even had her stick the right way in her hands coming off and was able to make that pass over. And Birkby just a little bit too high on there.
Jade Todd, another of those players who's having a breakout season, has really stepped up her game. Jade Todd, that one never made it towards the net. Bolduc will head after that one, but sent cross ice to Malotny. Malotny head up. Jade Todd trying to create an angle for Malotny. That one well wide. Todd. Puck poked off her stick, and Bolduc tries to head the other way, but she's gassed at the end of a shift.
And a good back check there by Birkby, picking up the puck and transitioning the other way.
And a good pitch, Jamie McDonald. McDonald on the doorstep. Charlie Wing saves it. Oh, I'm running out of breath with the action in this one. Tailret back the other way. Easily past Meffam. Kylie Lalonde picks up an errant pass. 2 minutes, 46 seconds to go. She chips it past one. Watched by Ella Watson. She'll just try and send it to an area. Crystal Fontaine. She's caught a Gigi pinching. But a good back check by Sophie Garo. Arms up, icing called as Fallon Scholdes will touch it up and will head back the other way.
And we'll also have both players exit the box. So Ariane Gagnon is back on the GG's bench, as well as Justine Turcotte back on the Bishop's bench after serving their 2 coincidentals.
Clavella fanned pass that finds Kylie Lalonde. Lalonde has Garot going to the front of the net, but a vital back check there. I believe that was Gabriella Goodall. Bank to Scholdes. Took a deflection off a body and finds Alyssa Wiesenthal. Wiesenthal, head up pass, finds Minville. Minville has McLean going to the net. Kate McLean, the stick not just down.
Good idea, though, as she saw McLean just streaking towards the net. Like you said, just couldn't get a good stick on it there. And Wing did a good job of moving over across her crease, too.
Oh, what a pass by Alyssa Wiesenthal. Can't sing her praises enough. The RSEQ Player of the Week.
Hey, and she's demonstrating exactly why she was RSEQ Player of the Week, really continuing with her momentum that she built up last weekend into this game. Definitely peaking at the right time as you're heading into playoffs. That's what you want to see.
Bilodeau hard in after the puck. Drops it for McDonald. McDonald trying to cut a lane to the center of the net. That one a backhander. It's still loose. Bilodeau wanted the goal. The ref says a face-off to the right.
And just looking here at how the last few minutes have transpired and all the chances, and at the same time, yes, GGs are having chances, but they have to be careful and cautious of how many people they're having in down deep below the hash marks, because Bishops a couple of times have floated a player or two high, and there's only one GG back.
High risk, high reward kind of stuff. As Angelique Prue chases after this one, harassed by Vigneault Sargentu. She found when she stopped up. Turcotte has the puck nipped off her stick, and GG start back the other way. Into the final minute here. Vigneault Sargent. Ellie Vigneault Sargent. That one behind Mo Pepin.
Wow, and GG's very lucky there, as Maud Pepin found herself all by herself with no GG around her to cover and pick up that very dangerous stick.
Justine Turcotte up to Vigneault Sargent, and she was gassed at the end of a shift. Jimmy McDonald leaves it, or sorry, Kathleen Reedman leaves it unintentionally for Angelique Prue. Malotny, Todd on the backhand. Jay Todd couldn't center it. Abigail Malotny. Turcotte and Watson with 10 seconds will have one last rush. She'll dump it in, and that'll just about do it for the second period. The GGs end this one up 2-1. A goal by Biesenthal, a goal by Gagnon, and that'll do it. The lone goal scored by Bolduc, unassisted. Brianna and I will be back in a moment's time to dissect the second period of action here at the Minto Sports Complex. Welcome into the Minto Sports Complex. Declan Barb, Brianna Newell to dissect action-packed period of hockey. 2 periods gone, 3 goals scored. GG's lead 2-1. We'll start with that forecheck that generates the opportunity that Alyssa Biesenthal taps home her 5th goal in 3 games. And it all starts with good work down low by Ariane Gagnon.
Yeah, it really started with the forecheck there and the grittiness that we have come to know and expect from a player like Ariane Gagnon. And not only does she win the battle, but she also has her head up and on the backhand is able to find Alyssa Biesenthal wide open in front, like no one around, no one even aware, because Bishop Gators were very much caught puck watching, essentially. They didn't really have their heads on a swivel at all from what we could see up here. Maybe not a lot of communication that was going on between goaltender as well as defenseman out in front. And Biesenthal was really just kind of in that sweet spot in the slot, but a little bit to, our right of Charlie Wing, and didn't really waste any time with catching and releasing that shot. And that seems to be the theme as well, as we saw another opportunity where Sophie Garrow was found on a cross-ice pass, but just took too much time to release it, gave Wing an opportunity to slide across. So the fact that Biesenthal caught it and released it very quickly is what made that puck go in the net.
The Gators didn't waste much time in equaling it back up. Marjorie Bolduc, what a shot. She roofs it right into the corner, and that another chance off the rush.
It was a great shot, and really how it started, though, to not to take away credit from the goal, not at all, but really how it started was an errant play on the GG's part. It was a tired unit out there, and when that happens, mental fatigue is a thing, and it is very hard to kind of go through that fog and still make the right play, because it takes that much more effort to do so, and you're already gassed. And so what ended up happening is that Minville had it in the far corner there by the Bishop Gators bench on that side, ringed it around to her defensive partner, Sims, who's also gassed and just wants to have nothing to do with the puck, wants to get rid of it. That's exactly what she does, unfortunately. She picks it up very well off the boards, but she's on her off side. So all that she has is really her backhand, and she just puts it right in the middle. Very nice dish, but to the wrong player, the wrong team. It was Marjorie Bolduc who ended up picking up that pass. And Bolduc, not gassed, not in that frame of mind, was able to really turn on the jets there and go down from the blue line against Beatrice Bilodeau, who's a forward, trying to play defense, which we all know is difficult when you're doing that, and was caught flat-footed to boot, was able to get a stick in there, but it almost made it worse that she was able to get a stick in there. 9 times out of 10, it's better that you get a stick. This was probably one of those 1 times out of 10 where it would have been better just to allow Mahika Sarazen to get that shot, because Bilodeau got her stick in there and it deflected the trajectory of the puck to go right in the top shelf, whereas Sarazen was more so set for kind of that wider angle shot there. So it's a good play by Bolduc. It's an unfortunate bounce for the GGs, specifically Bilodeau.
20 minutes to go in this one. The GGs lead 2-1. That thanks to Ariane Gagnon. What do the GGs need to do in this third period to shut this game down and carry on into Friday's matchup?
I think at this point, they're playing a good game. They're playing a strong game. I'd like to see them get that cycle going a little bit more. We haven't really seen it too much here. It could be the fact that Bishops is letting them play. They're giving them a lot of room, whereas that's the whole point of cycling, is to try to find that open opportunity. GG's already given that, basically, by the Bishop Gators. What I would like to see as an adjustment to generate some more quality opportunities and quality shots from out there is whenever the GGs are on a rush, what we're seeing is all 3 are in a line. There's no one that's going as a trailer. You have the puck carrier, fine, they're going around the outside, and then you have both players that are on the rush with that puck carrier heading towards the net. You can't really have that, because then there's a whole open space up high that's not being utilized at all. So drop someone back, have the other individual keep streaking towards the net to pull back the D and disrupt Charlie Wing and net in the crease there, and you have a prime opportunity to drop it back because it's wide open.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes time to bring this one on home, to bring a close to the GG's 2022-2023 regular season. Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex ahead of the face-off for the third period. Alyssa Biesenthal and Maud Pepin draw in, and we're back underway. The Gators looking to erase a one-goal advantage that the GGs currently have. Turcotte a good chance early on. I want a slow dribbler that made its way on the net of Mahika Sarazen. Sarazen looking to improve to 2-1 against the Gators this over her entire career. She hasn't played against the Gators this year. Her first meeting against the club as that one's sent on net, and Sarazen easily picks that one up. Mahika Sarazen sat last weekend in lieu of, as that one's sent on net, in lieu of Alexa Gibson. Gibson, as we mentioned, one of a number of seniors graduating, Toronto, Ontario native. So that one's knocked down by Nelly Vigneault-Sargent. It's nice having her up in the box. And as we mentioned, Gibson one game with the University of Ottawa, one win with the University of Ottawa, 5-4 win back in January 2019. Not a bad way to end your GG's campaign. Jimmy McDonald, that one shot on. Beatrice Bilodeau couldn't deflect it, and then got her wires crossed. Stretch pass, Jamie Aspro-Potamaitis gets a stick on it, and she'll head after it.
And she goes, and if there were an icing, she would have been that out completely.
Gabriella Goodall left it behind as Garneau, the other Ottawa, Ontario native. That one took a whack at and never made its way on goal. Crystal Fontaine. Fontaine missed the November meeting here as Bolduc, a bouncer that
took a few different bounces as it made its way to Mahika Sarazen, and she was able to fend off the bounces and make the stop. But a little bit of a nervy moment there as a lot of the fans from Bishop's University are in front of us thinking it might go in. That's
what we call a second baseman play. Just get the body in front of it. Can't let it past you. Turned over. Harkness finds Clavel. Alex Clavel. Down low to Harkness. Vicky Harkness rings it off the back of the net. Finds its way back to her. Harkness and Minville, a nice little reverse check.
Unintentional, but great check.
Harkness watched by 3 Gators as she gets that one in the direction of the net. Lalonde looking to find Harkness in front was Clavel, but never made it through, and Ariane Minville is forced backwards. The GGs catch the Gators in a change. Lalonde. Clavel, Lalonde. And then easily frozen up.
Nice little nifty move there, though, as Lalonde threaded it through the legs of, I don't even know which Bishop Gators player. I wish we had replays there, but just threaded it so nicely through, and unfortunately it didn't connect to have it go back to her as a give and go, but it was a nice play all the same.
Rousseau. Vigneault-Sargent watches it go. Bolduc gets on her horse. Wins the foot race with Mepham. Marjorie Bolduc, she has the lone goal for the Gators. Drops it to Rousseau. Rousseau, a lazy shot on net that's kicked aside by Sarazen, and then a hack at it by the captain for the Gators. Sends it to the opposite corner. Reedman picks it up behind the net for the University of Ottawa. And Gagnon helps it on its way. Rousseau turns it over. Alyssa Biesenthal. Biesenthal cutting to the net. Biesenthal almost had the 5-hole. I don't know if that one was intentional. She was looking for Kate McLean.
I think she was looking, from the way it looked, she was looking to go on her backhand to Kate McLean, but it just rolled off her stick and headed very calmly over to Charlie Wang. But had Biesenthal gotten that pass off over to McLean at the back door, McLean, had she just had it, it would have been a pretty well a wide open net she would have had.
Alyssa Biesenthal playing the way you want to head to the playoffs. Swagger, confidence, and above all, points. Stretch pass. Nelly Vigneault-Sargent. Sargent one-on-one. Oh, what a move!
Wow.
That'll get the crowd on its feet. Nelly Vigneault Sargent, forehand to the backhand, and things are tied.
No, and that was an absolutely beautiful play, and how it started out was a phenomenal heads-up pass made by Rian Garro up to Vigneault Sargent, who actually split the GG's defenseman, which you don't see all that often, especially at this level and this caliber. And Vigneault Sargent very calmly goes through and makes a really phenomenal deke on Mahika Sarazen. Wow.
As we mentioned, Regan Garro's parents sitting right in front of us, the product of Carleton Place, just about an hour down Highway 7. Picks up the assist. And what a move, we should say, by Nelly Vigneault Sargent. She looked dead to rights. Mo Pepin, the Gators are feeling it. Has Vigneault Sargent in the middle, and good back check there by Taylor Sims, and intercepts that one. Shot on, and Sarazen freezes that up. Just seeing Alex Clavel tap her goalie, getting her back in the swing of things. She's having a very good game, as Mahika Sarazen, as you always come to expect when she plays. Jamie Aspro-Potomatis. Goodall behind the net, and Clavel will go pick it up. Alex Clavel brings it around to Meffam. Cross-ice pass, trying to connect with Lisa Biesenthal, and Cameron Johnson got in the way of that. Noemi Garneau. Kylie Lalonde gets on her horse and beats Cameron Johnson to it. It took the scenic route.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a miscue there. Johnson, I don't know if she knew that her teammate had rung it around and was a little bit lackadaisical in getting over there.
Reedman held the line only momentarily. Bullduk up to Aspro-Potomatis. Aspro-Potomatis too fine. She missed the net. Ariane Gagnon back the other way. Kylie Lalonde. And Bullduk's stick was broken, and she just dropped it. Minville head fake to get past one. Turns it over. Watson dumps it down.
Interesting that there was no icing, considering it was dumped in before the red line.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough doesn't work in this rule.
Fontaine. Christelle Fontaine. Rousseau held the line, if only momentarily, and Théorette forced backwards. Fontaine on it once again.
Good patience shown by Fontaine as well, instead of turning around, just whipping the puck.
Jimmy McDonald will
Good
get there and
play.
put the brakes on.
Oh.
Almost turned it over. Angelique Pruin to clean up. Vicky Harkness forced backwards. Her defensive partners will change. She's looking for Jade Todd. I think Harkness and Todd are two players who really complement each other. Todd, a tenacious player who can break out into space, and Harkness so good at finding the space. Two have almost connected a couple of times tonight. Vicky Harkness on it now. Avery Amos turns it over. Todd is able to muscle it back into the zone, and Harkness almost turned it over. Avery Amos thought about chasing it. Heads back to her own bench, and the GG start once again. Abigail Malotny. Biesenthal off the bench. She's on it now. She has Todd going to the net. Biesenthal forced onto the backward. She circles back.
Oh, right idea, though, as she found Meffam creeping in there into the slot area.
Meffam couldn't corral it, and then that one a hand pass.
But it was a right idea by Biesenthal, though, as again, as we mentioned during that, second period intermission, all three players are just all on a line. Biesenthal doesn't have anyone to cross it over to, and Meffam did a good job of reading the play and getting into that high trailer position for an option.
Mo Pepin wins the draw, and back comes Turcotte. Turcotte cleaned out, and penalty coming up. The GGs will head to the penalty kill for the first time tonight. Reese Meffam, body contact, clean Turcotte out.
That's, again, for sure a penalty, too. That is definitely body checking. We cannot do that in this league. As much as sometimes when I was playing, wish that we could. We can't. So, no, definitely a penalty there as Mepham heads to the box. And Bishops have an opportunity here on the power play, and a great opportunity to practice your power play ahead of the coming playoff games.
And that GG's penalty kill, 4th worst in the RSC. Q is, Abby Malotny put the moves on. Alex Clavel, GG's a chance, shorthanded. Clavel to the backhand. Alex Clavel, what a worldie!
Wow. Woo! I'd equate this goal to the Biesenthal one. We see the clock is still going, so we're going to see that it'll get reset at some point, put some time back on the clock there. But it really just started with that phenomenal evasive move by Abigail Malotny, just a few feet inside the blue line on loose puck there. You know, turns around, gets going, finds Alex Clavel cross ice, and then continues on her way, Malotny, towards the net, pushes the D back. Clavel takes the space that is allotted to her and goes and cuts in, just like Biesenthal did, but from the other way, and backhands it past Charlie Wing for a short-handed goal to put the GGs ahead. Phenomenal. I have goosebumps.
Only the 3rd shorthanded goal this season for the University of Ottawa. They scored one in their first game of the season. That one, Abigail Malotny finding the back of the net thanks to a nifty little feed from Vicky Harkness. This time, Abigail Malotny becomes distributor, and Alex Clavel finds the back of the net.
And not abnormal at all for Malotny to be the distributor, as we've seen many times throughout the season, her being that playmaker and assisting on goals for the GGs. Good stick there by Malotny.
Malotny's 11th assist, her 27th point.
And what was smart about it, too, is that she made that cross-ice pass so early on as Clavel was well ahead and had all that open ice.
One of those players you wish would have a longer eligibility. Obviously, this is her 5th and final year with the program, and with that, she moves past Melody Bouchard's 2016-17 season, moving to 4th all alone. Only Melody Bouchard's 15-16 season and Karen Bombardier's first 2 seasons in the Garnet and Gray stand ahead of her. Malotny will head after that one.
And this PK has just been phenomenal. Not only do they score, but they're putting tremendous pressure on there as well.
Watch out, Vigneault Sargent. That one way too wide. Catherine Birkby. Birkby put the moves on and just too much on it. The GG's penalty kill is
going to work.
More effective than the GG's power play. .22 seconds left to go in the recent Mepham body contact penalty as Gatto starts back for the Gators. They're into the zone now.
And the GG so aggressive this PK, they haven't even really allowed an opportunity for Bishops to set up, let alone get a shot on Mahika Sarazen, and they have successfully killed it off now as we see Mepham return to the GG's bench.
Marjorie Bolduc over the line and lost out on that one. Well, GG's lucky not to be caught with too many. That one sent the length of the ice. Dump on net, and Beatrice Bilodeau dogged for it. Give all kinds of problems to Cameron Johnson.
And then you add Sophie Guerrero into the mix, who is really aggressive on the forecheck as well. And yeah, Bishops, I think, is definitely feeling it.
Minville, Lalonde. Kylie Lalonde, kick save by Charlie Wing.
Good kick pad save there by Charlie Wing.
Jimmy McDonald had pulled that one through. She lost it, though. Minville! That one blocked by Lalonde. It's still loose and finds its way to Wing, and she'll freeze it up.
And a good cross-ice pass there by Jamie McDonald. Heads up to find Minville in the open space. And Minville really wound up and took a hard shot. I wonder if Lalonde feels that one.
Marianne Minville loves a shot from the point. But now she has to do some defending. Watson forward to Christelle Fontaine. Fontaine. Long shot it. Got a deflection on its way through and finds its way into the corner. Christelle Fontaine. Wraparound chance. Saracen equal to it. Gagnon smuggles it over to Minville. Minville up to Biesenthal. Biesenthal lost the handle. Saracen will settle this one. Final 10 minutes of action here at the Minto Sports Complex. So that one sent up to Kate McLean. McLean, puck whacked off her stick. Pepin can't get it past Mefum. Reedman picks it up in her own zone. Turns it over. Mo Pepin, she lost the handle on it. Clavel back the other way. Arms up for icing. Clavel not over the red line. And that'll do it. Just taking a look at the play of Gabriella Rousseau. Rousseau has been fantastic in this one. Very steady performers.
No, there have definitely been a few individuals from the Bishop Gators that have had a great game this evening, and a couple of them really. Bolduc has played very well, Marjorie Bolduc, and Vigneault Sargent has been very effective as well.
That one sent out to center, and Alex Clavel. She's a step on Turcotte. Alex Clavel. She picks it up, and Turcotte just ushered her into the boards.
And it was a good defensive play while also maintaining no body check on Alex Clavel as well. Sometimes you worry when two players are going into the boards like that, but Turcotte made a smart play to just hold up a little bit and still pin Clavel without taking a penalty as well and injuring anyone. So always nice to see that decision made.
Birkby and Malotny come out, partner Jade Todd. Birkby wins it, and it's touched on to Sims. Taylor Sims will dump that one on net. Airmailed. Taylor Sims gets in front of it. Malotny with a step. Oh, she lost the handle. Jade Todd quickly on the forecheck, looking to center. It's rung around the boards, and Angelique Prue will hold the line. Malotny back to chase. Garo puts the moves on. Bolduc. Bolduc up to Aspro-Potametis and sent into the corner. Jamie Aspro-Potametis, little windmill deacon trying to center. Calmly moved on to Sholdis.
Oh.
A funny bounce off the stanchions.
Nothing we haven't seen before here at the Minto Sports Complex.
Nice edge work by Jamie McDonald. She was trying to spring 88 Jade Todd.
Yeah, and it was Garneau actually did a good job of intercepting that and calmly, turning around on her edges and getting it up the ice.
Harkness, puck caught in her feet and forces Jamie McDonald's backwards. Look at that edge work by Jamie McDonald.
Great escape there by McDonald, and it's something that we've seen all season from her. Arm stayed down when McDonald was hooked.
Her opposite number, Pepin had the puck poked off her stick.
Good block there by McDonald, and Harkness ends up with it.
Harkness was trying to sprint Clavel, and then she'll do so. Lalonde, Kylie Lalonde fanned on the shot. Clavel, Garo, she had time to catch and release. She elected to try the one-time option. Vigneault Sargent over the line. Will dump it in. Alex Clavel just frustrated. She couldn't pick her stick back up. Heads off.
Yeah, it did get, I'd say, moved away.
Garo, it's blocked by Mefum.
Huge block there by Mefum.
Carleton Place native almost had her second point. That one sent the length of the ice for icing.
Yeah, just to finish our thought there a little bit from earlier, where Clavel did a wonderful job back-checking and lost her stick in the process, and then one of the Bishop Gators players just calmly didn't kick the stick, just kind of skated into it to move it away, and it went down to the corner, and you could tell by Clavel's body language, she's like, I'm not even bothering, I'm just going to change. This is nuts. Smart move.
Lalonde just sends that one off the boards. It didn't have the angle on it. Birkby softly will dump that one down, and Garreau puts the brakes on. She is hauled down, but nothing coming. Birkby showing the boards. Bilodeau, Sims, Prue. Angelique Prue, a shot that was kicked aside by Charlie Wing. Turned over, Sophie Garreau. That one over the nets. Fortuitous bounce found its way to Sophie Garreau, and a nice save she forced out of Maud Pepin, out of Charlie Wing. Biesenthal in to take the draw. She loses out. Brigitte Dubé puts the brakes on and springs Crystal Fontaine. Fontaine is able to buy a little bit of time until she turns that one over. Jimmy McDonald starts the other way. Sorry, Alyssa Biesenthal. Biesenthal has a step. She's hauled down. The arms penalty coming. Unless the GGs can score here, we'll have an extended period of 6-on-5. Kate McLean, Jamie McDonald. Jamie McDonald, that one well wide, and Harkness will pick it up. Net empty for the University of Ottawa. Jamie McDonald down low. Sims, and it's caught by Charlie Wing, and we'll get the call.
And again, 100% the right call to make there, as Biesenthal, who is absolutely hauled down. I mean, you really can't get much more blatant than that, but we have seen instances where the arms have stayed down. So, hard to get around that one, but regardless, penalty, and GG's go on the power play. And again, would like to see a little bit of movement. I'd like to see some switching between the quarterback here and the flank. Get some movement.
Held in. GG's on the man advantage for the third time tonight. Jay Todd. Reedman down low.
And we
Bounce
see a bit
funnily for Clavel.
We see a bit of a different unit here for the 5 on the ice.
Alex Clavel. That time, the space opened up for her, couldn't get the shot off. GG's just content to pass it back and forth. Jay Todd holds the line. It's very static on the point. Shot on! Charlie Wing, that one popped up kindly for her.
And again, good puck movement. It's not to take away from that or the shot opportunity that they had, but it's a very static power play. All Bishops has to do is stay in their spot on the box or diamond, whatever they're playing, and move their stick from one passing lane to the other. It's not really making them work.
The forecheck goes to work for the University of Ottawa, almost pays dividends, but Goodall gets it down the length of the ice. Marianne Minville into the skates of Malotny. She's able to get it to Birkby. Birkby tried to center it. No one was home. So Figaro will get there first. Moves it on to Harkness. Harkness down low. Birkby couldn't pull it past. That was Rousseau. Pepin just hammers that one off the boards and out. It'll be interesting to see when Dominic Desmarais pulls his netminder. Still trailed by one as Malotny heads over the line. Garreau, chance the other way. Bolduc into the skates of Malotny, and Malotny can start the other way, and then just didn't get moving quick enough.
That was a very aggressive stick slash, actually, on Abigail Malotny by Marjorie Bolduc. No call on that, but it was quite an aggressive hack.
Reese Meffam, 10 seconds to go. Biesenthal over the line. Haven't seen too much of Biesenthal in the power play. Sarzan settles that one for Reedman behind the nets.
And to comment on your thought there about Biesenthal in the power play, it could just be, too, that Coach Girls is trying out some different combinations. Again, this is an experimental opportunity on both sides as things are locked down in terms of standings for playoff matchups.
Vigneault Sargent, she has Rousseau with her. Vigneault Sargent trying to poke it over to Rousseau.
Huge back check by Alyssa Biesenthal, as Rousseau was really wide open and Vigneault Sargent was able to get it over. And a crucial back check there by Biesenthal.
You know, I feel every game we comment on something that Alyssa Biesenthal does. She's having...
Well, we're not
heck of a
fabricating
campaign.
how she's playing out there, so you know what? She makes it very easy for us to commentate on something happening on the ice. So for that, we thank her. But no, she's definitely been playing quite well. And we see that a timeout will be taken by Bishop's University.
I was confused. They had 6 players out there.
I was a little lost myself. So good to know that we're not losing it, and Bishop's has taken the timeout to see what they could do here in the last couple minutes of play. I assume once Bishop's off the faceoff, if they're able to gain full control of the puck, I imagine that head coach Dominic Desmarais will end up pulling Charlie Wing from the netminder to put that 6th player on.
And Brianna, we've spent most of the night looking forward, but who's one of those players at the University of Ottawa who you really see being a standout performer in the playoffs, raising their game to those big moments?
I mean, there's quite a few, honestly. I think Elizabeth Biesenthal is an easy one to pick out, especially with the momentum that she's garnered over the last few games that she's played. Abigail Malotny is another one, as she, has that NCAA experience. She was successful there. She knows what it takes. She also understands that playoff hockey is totally different. I would say the same thing about Vicky Harkness. I can even say about Catherine Birkby, who has blossomed into this crucial player for the University of Ottawa. And again, someone like Orly Dubuc, in terms of the netminder, she's got to come up big in terms of playoffs and elevating her game to another level there.
The Gators are going to take a penalty here. Well, Pepin will take a tripping call.
And that one hurts for Bishops. That one definitely hurts. So you'll see Charlie Wing head back to the net there as the faceoff will come back into the Bishop zone.
Not what the Gators want when they trail by 1. 2
No.
minutes, 28 seconds left to go.
No, it's an unfortunate play, unfortunate call there.
GG's head to the man advantage for the 4th time tonight, and they start by heading backwards. Expect an aggressive penalty kill here from the Gators. I don't imagine they'll pull the goalie.
Hey, you never know at this point. They don't have really anything to lose here. Might as well try something. I don't know, but I'm not head coach Dominic Desmarais, so I can't really say.
Abigail Malotny. Malotny was looking cross-ice to a teammate. And there goes Bolduc. Can't get past Harkness.
And Bolduc, another one of those players who's had quite a great game, honestly, tonight, including the first goal for Bishops.
Sophie Garreau over the line and then held up on her way through. Sockers it forward. Mary Camille Théoret. Vigneault Sargent, she can't get there. And then the play blown dead. Sophie Garreau just all out. R1, L1. Mika Sarazin looks no worse for wear. Not what you want when your player is headed into you. We're going to face off to Sarazin's right. Charlie Wing still in her net for the time being. Dominic Desmarais showing no signs of pulling her as Jade Todd rings it around the boards. Gigi's pretty content just to see this one out. Forward to Biesenthal. Cross ice to Todd. Jade Todd. Trying to drag it past Gatto. On to Biesenthal. This is Biesenthal. Time, space to walk. Down low. Oh my Lord, what a move. Lisa Biesenthal with the vision to find the pass. And the GGs cash in on the power play.
That was a great play there, and again, made possible by the fact that the Bishop Gators PKers were so far collapsed down low that Biesenthal was able to take that puck just along, if not below, the ringette line, and she finds her teammate there down back door, unguarded. Alex Clavel for a one-timer into the back of the net. Charlie Wing had absolutely no chance of stopping that one at all. Well done there, and heads-up play by Biesenthal.
It's a 2-goal night for Alex Clavel. It's a 3-point night for Alyssa Biesenthal, and that, I have to say, the peach on all of it. What a pass. Bolduc heads backwards as Gagnon tries to start the other way for the University of Ottawa. So Clavel up to 5 on the season. Biesenthal gets her assist. They don't give Jade Todd an assist as well. I think a little tough on Todd, but Biesenthal will pick up the assist, and Alex Clavel the goal. Clavel up to 12 points on the year. So that one's sent in by Joalie Gagnon, and that'll do it. The GGs win this one 4-2. The Gators and the GGs won't have to spend too much time apart. They'll be back together Friday night for, well, where both teams will finish their seasons. We'll head into the playoffs in 2 weekends' time. The GGs to take on the Montreal Carabins. As we mentioned, the Gators, a tough test against the Concordia Stingers. Brianna, let's wrap this one up with your 3 stars of the night.
Thanks, Declan. So with the 3rd star, we have number 77 from the Bishops University Gators. It's Nele Vigneault Sargent. Great game there by her. She had 1 goal and was all over the ice. We said her name quite a bit. Honorable mention goes to Marjorie Bolduc, as she had a wonderful game as well. 2nd star of this evening, we have number 13, Ariane Gagnon from U Ottawa GGs. Not only did she have a goal, but she had an assist as well, and just overall a solid performance from her tonight. And for the 1st star of this evening, with 3 points for the game, Alyssa Biesenthal. And regardless of how many points she had this game, have really seen a phenomenal performance from her again tonight. So no mistakes there.
She's emerging into one of those players you can hang your program on, and
build your program around.
When she came in, that's not something you would have expected from her, and she's really taken a step. Brianna and I will be back in the playoffs, exactly where we want in about 2 weekends' time. The Gators hopefully will advance, and the GG's looking to do so. Both teams looking to book their trip to the national championship. Declan Barp and Brianna Newell, we'll see you in a couple of weekends. You folks take care.